Out at 69 degrees, the average 65. We're going to stay slightly above that through most of the extended period, and there are going to be some changes, so hang in there for that. A couple of moderate readings of particulate matter. Other than that, our air quality is okay. Sun sets this evening about 20 minutes before 5. Actually, we've got strong storm systems continuing to plow in the Pacific Northwest, one over the Great Lakes moving across the Northeast. Other than that, much of the country really enjoying very, very mild conditions. Seattle's not real happy right now, and that front is actually throwing us a few high clouds, but still wonderful conditions across the Southwest. 78 Los Angeles, 84 in Phoenix. A few lingering showers in New York at 52 degrees, kind of windy across the central and northern plains, and cool for Chicago at 44, the same for Minneapolis. Here is that 5-day forecast. Now, there have been some reports of possible showers on the weekend. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but we are definitely going to see more cloud cover, locally breezy conditions on Friday, and slightly cooler conditions over the next several days. All right, as I mentioned at the top of the program, want to give you and a guest a chance to come over here and see these magnificent animals and, of course, their handlers. The average female between 20 and 44 is more likely to this than mates the same age. The average female between 20 and 44 is more likely to fill in the blank than males the same age. 657-3425. Not only do I have 2 tickets for you to see Cheval that opens tomorrow, and it runs all the way through January 6th. And just to give you some kind of idea, you're trying to figure out, well, where is this big, giant, big top? Well, it's hard to miss from the freeway. And again, it's on Harmon. It's right behind that Restaurant 7, and it's right between the Bellagio and the Monte Carlo. I'm going to give you a chance to you and a guest, Cheval, and also dinner for 2 over at Elements at the Laden. All right, Chabo, it's all you. Take it away. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Now, how old is he?
He's 12.
Oh, he seems to like my leg. Good boy. And these animals, it's all about just a positive reinforcement system. I see you got the carrot there.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, does he like to do this, or he's just doing it because he wants to get the carrot?
No, Chabo is a ham, truly. He really is. He enjoys it.
How old is this little guy?
12.
12. And what's the general life expectancy on these?
Usually between 24 and 28.
Okay, we're just about out of time for this segment. We're going to be back with him in just a little bit, and we're going to talk a little bit more about your background, and we'll find out who got tickets to come here and see Chabo. Oh, kicking my leg. All right. That was my shin. Hey, we'll have the answer coming up in the next half hour.
Exactly.
Just a little love tap.
Hey, Johnny, you pull Chabo's hair aside, look in his eye, and it'll remind you of what movie? The Brumby?
From the
Man from Snowy River. He's just got that little look.
He got that little Brumby look, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He's a cutie. Okay.
He is cute.
Well, that looks like a fun show.
Yeah.
See you guys in a little bit.
Okay, are you headed out of town for the Thanksgiving holiday? Coming up, find out why you should be extra careful when hitting the road.
Also, if you have dark circles under your eyes, you're not stuck with them. Still ahead, learn how you can get rid of those circles right here on News 3 at noon, where news comes first.
This is your 3-View Preview with Jim Snyder.
Your tax dollars are being used to build a new regional justice center in town, but we've uncovered some problems, including some floors that are so thin in places they've been punctured by construction equipment already. Catch the News 3 investigation today at 4. Then, you know you have a right to own a gun, but what if you were required to pack a weapon by law? Well, there's a town not far from here where that is the case. Nina Radicich will take you there tonight at 5.
Okay, mashed potatoes and apple.
Thanks for all you do.
As the Thanksgiving holiday approaches, the National Transportation Safety Board wants drivers to be extra careful when getting behind the wheel, especially if they're feeling a little under the weather with over-the-counter medicines that could make you drowsy. Many cold, flu, and allergy medicines cause sedation and can slow reflexes even when they don't induce sleepiness. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates 100,000 crashes occur each year when drivers simply fall asleep at the wheel. While there are no hard statistics about how often these crashes are related to medicines, the NTSB says non-prescription drugs pose an under-recognized threat to highway safety. It's urging regulators to implement stronger consumer warnings, but so far the FDA is undecided on the issue. The key for now, read all the indications on any medications you do take.
Many women and men are bothered with dark under-eye circles. The good news is there are a variety of treatment options available to help those dark circles disappear. Dr. Deanna Lights reports.
As a model, Connie Steele can't afford to look bad, but there was one part of her appearance that bothered her.
Being as fair-skinned as I am, I hated having dark circles all the time.
Connie's not alone. Many people are bothered by dark circles under their eyes.
The skin becomes thin on the lower eyelid, even thinner than it is, so that you can almost see through it. And then what happens is that you see a reflection of the veins underneath.
Dermatologist Amy Taub says there are some simple ways to make those dark circles disappear.
You can sometimes use a bleaching cream that contains hydroquinone.
Other creams like Kinarase, which is made from a plant extract, and polyhydroxy cream, which is similar to an alpha-hydroxy acid, work by increasing collagen under the eye.
The idea would be to actually thicken the skin that's there so that it becomes less transparent.
Another option to wipe away dark circles, photorejuvenation, a non-invasive laser procedure.
The light is absorbed by some of those vessels, and they're literally kind of sealed shut. So there's less vessels to reflect the purple. It also encourages new collagen growth.
Connie had the procedure 2 months ago and is pleased with the results.
I don't have to wear concealer anymore.
And if you don't have problems with dark circles now, just wait. Plastic surgeon Julius Few says dark circles are part of the aging process. The skin under the eye becomes loose and fat in the area moves forward.
That gives an illusion for more or less a shadowing-like effect of the lower eyelid, which makes them look darker.
In this case, the only way to make those dark circles vanish is with surgery, an eye surgery called blepharoplasty.
It's a good idea to work with a dermatologist in trying to get rid of dark circles, even if you're using over-the-counter products. The skin in the area is thin and can easily dry out, which will make your circles look darker.
So they didn't mention anything about lack of sleep and how that induces
That probably helps too.
It definitely does. Well, a big reward offered for the most wanted man in the world, Osama bin Laden. Now the search narrows.
Nowadays, you can buy some electronics for next to nothing, so sometimes you wonder whether it's worth fixing when it breaks. Coming up, we'll let you know whether to fix it or nix it.
And Thanksgiving dinner Lowry's style. They're in the house today. All this and more coming up in the next half hour of News 3 at noon, where news comes first.
The new Las Vegas Justice Center has a price tag of over $170 million and climbing, and you're the one footing the bill. I'm Kendall Tenney. News 3 digs deeper to find out why this new courthouse is a construction catastrophe. Today at 4.
Desert Memorial believes in freedom of choice, whether it's cremation with or without a memorial service or a simple but dignified funeral followed by cremation or burial. Call us today.
You do a lot of running around. Chevrolet can help by making your time and money count.
Order today.
Motor Trend, the magazine that brings you the latest in new models, exotic cars, and
National Auto Show, November 22nd through the 25th, Las Vegas Convention Center.
Where the pages of Motor Trend come alive.
Just $7.99. Looking for thousands of bonus buys? Albertsons. It's your store.
This is News 3 at noon with Sue Manteras and Scott Hawes.
Welcome back, everybody. In the search for Osama bin Laden, the U.S. is offering a $25 million reward.
Yeah, the reward is for information leading to his capture, and so far, nothing. But as Jim Miklaszewski reports, the hunt is intensifying.
More than 300 special forces and CIA paramilitaries are on the ground in Afghanistan, aiding in the search for bin Laden. The CIA is also handing out bags full of money and offering a $25 million reward for bin Laden and his top deputies to encourage Afghan rebels to join the hunt.
incentivize a large number of people to begin crawling through those tunnels and caves looking for the bad folks.
It's believed bin Laden is on the run, hiding in the mountainous region between Kabul and Pakistan. To aid in the search, the U.S. military is using a brand new unmanned drone for the first time. The Global Hawk's video cameras can spot movement on the ground from miles away, eavesdrop on radio communications, and linger over its target for 24 hours. It joins the Predator, which is already on duty. The CIA's version actually fires Hellfire missiles, which have already taken out some al-Qaeda forces on the ground.
Now, supporters of Osama bin Laden are being given 3 days to give up the city of Kunduz in northern Afghanistan. The Northern Alliance says they'll face an assault after that. The alliance says Taliban forces would like to give up the city, but that foreigners who back bin Laden are preventing them from doing so.
And some sad news coming out of Afghanistan right now. The bodies of 4 international journalists have been recovered and have been identified. They were identified today, a day after their convoy was ambushed in a narrow mountain pass on a road to Kabul. The 4 journalists had been reported missing and feared dead after an ambush as they drove from the eastern city of Jalalabad. An anti-Taliban leader in the area said the attackers were bandits, although witnesses said they shouted pro-Taliban slogans. The journalists were Australian television cameraman Harry Burton and Azizullah Haidari, an Afghan photographer, Maria Cutuli of an Italian newspaper, and Julio Fuentes of the Spanish daily El Mundo. Local militiamen found the bodies and brought them to a hospital in Jalalabad, where they were identified by colleagues. The 4 were among more than a dozen international journalists traveling in a convoy of around 8 cars from the eastern city of Jalalabad to the Afghan capital.
President Bush is asking all Americans to help the armies of compassion this holiday season.
I hope I encourage America that as we head into Thanksgiving, to find a program that needs help, or if you've been helping a program in the past, continue your help. The generosity of this country will say to the world that we're a nation that will not be affected by terror and evil.
The president visited a Washington homeless shelter to encourage more charitable giving. Bush said he is concerned the millions of people who donated to the September 11th relief funds will bypass other charities, so he asked all Americans to dig a little deeper in their pockets this year. The president said the federal government is contributing $1 billion to nonprofit homeless shelters. To make sure the flow of charitable dollars continues, Bush urged Congress to change the tax code so Americans can deduct more of what they give.
Yeah, that's because he's been trying to get folks to live as normal as possible. That's why President Bush is also working to promote holiday travel. He has cut 2 television commercials trying to get Americans to fly. Okay, well, hopefully you will hear that later on. The public service announcements are part of a $12 million media campaign. The 30-second spots feature the president along with employees of the travel, theme park, and hotel industries. The ads will hit the air tomorrow and run through December 10th. One ad will air here in the U.S., the other airs overseas.
The Las Vegas Valley has been feeling the ripple effects of September 11th, many through unemployment. Now, some new statistics prove what many Las Vegans are experiencing firsthand. Nevada's unemployment rate is soaring. The jobless rate jumped by nearly a third to 6.3%. That's up 1.5 points from the previous month and is a reflection of the layoffs after the September 11th attacks. Nevada's rate is nearly a full point above the national average, which was under 5.5% in October. Some 15,000 people in Las Vegas have been laid off since the attacks on the World Trade Center. Now, despite the number of people who are still, despite those numbers rather, people are still moving to the valley by the thousands. The DMV is still seeing plenty of new residents passing through its lines. Last month, 7,500 new people moved to southern Nevada, one of the busiest Octobers ever. It's even more remarkable because employees had expected a slowdown due to the world events. In just a few hours this morning, a stack of out-of-state driver's licenses were collected, most, as you might expect, from the state of California, our neighbor, rounding out the top 5, Arizona, Utah, Texas, and Florida.
And then after September 11th, we figured that people would stay where they were. We were concerned about what's happening in the local economy, the layoffs, and just some of the slowdown that we've seen. Well, last month we had 7,500 people surrender out-of-state driver's licenses.
Now just remember, the DMV will be closed this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Thanksgiving holiday.
You have a broken VCR. Do you fix it or nix it?
Good question coming up. Find out what you should do when your old VCR goes on the fritz. Next on News 3 at noon, where news comes first.
Hello, I'm Jim Snyder. Ever since I got back from covering the attacks in New York City, we have been working to come up with a lasting way to remember not only the tragedy, but also the triumph of human compassion that followed. Many of you have asked for copies of stories from New York and the tribute to the heroes we aired on News 3. You can get it all on this tape and help families struggling right here in our community by making at least a $20 donation at one of these locations. And the tape is our gift to you.
Carpets & More is now Nevada's largest carpet and flooring center. We have it all. Choose from thousands of rolls of carpet in stock and ready to install. Home buyers, ask your builder to upgrade from Carpets & More. Plus, visit our flooring department. Wood, ceramic, tile, marble, all at discounted prices. Call for a free estimate today at 458-9999. Carpets & More on East Tropicana in the Walmart Shopping Center. Carpets & More, the carpet and floors superstore.
When Charlene goes to Sunset, she knows what she wants. See what I mean?
What I like about you, you hold me tight. Tell me I'm the only one trying to come over tonight.
Can't we talk about something besides men?
Like what?
Like marriage. Don't you have to find a man to get married?
That's why Miss Sunset, I always find what I want.
See what I mean?
Thinking about painting your car, but work for only $299. Take advantage of this limited offer. Call 1-888-MAKO-USA.
Village Hotel and Casino on the south end of the Strip is on the auction block today. A bankruptcy court judge ordered the property to be auctioned off with no minimum bid and no reserve. Anyone who wants to bid on the property must bring $1.5 million in cash or cashier's check to qualify. The action will begin at Vacation Village 1 this afternoon. The gaming equipment will be sold separately from the land and buildings.
All right, has your VCR eaten a tape or two over the years? Well, should you take your deck to a repair shop or just buy a new one? Tyler Bacombe has the answer to help you decide whether to fix it or nix it.
That's the entire circuit board there.
This is what the inside of a newer VCR looks like. There's not a whole lot to it, and Mercury Keller Television's Chuck Keller says there's a reason. They are inexpensive, and in most cases, more expensive to repair than replace.
A lot of them that are out in the $49 to $69 price break, they are basically, the manufacturers consider them disposable. If it's more than cleaning only, there are no parts, no service manuals made.
But with older VCRs, ones you paid probably $200 and up for, the decision to fix it or nix it is sometimes harder. Keller says the most common VCR complaint is fixable, when your machine eats tapes.
90% of your problem is a mechanical failure due to belts or idlers that the rubber has gotten hard and is starting to slip. That causes them to eat tapes. Sometimes people think that they have dirty heads because the tape gets stuck in the machine. That is a mechanical problem. Dirty heads will only cause a snowy picture.
And if you have dirty heads, Keller says a good cleaning will run you about $25 to $40. Nowhere near the price it'll probably cost just to open up your camcorder. And Keller says for most problems, the majority of your bill will be labor.
A major repair, in case we'd have to replace one of these little IC chips that has about 200 pins and is as small as your thumbnail, you'll be looking at $150 labor plus the price of the parts.
It's why of all electronic equipment you're considering pitching or repairing, your camcorder's the one you should have an expert look at before making the decision, even if you have to pay for it.
On the camcorder, it's worth having a diagnosis done to it. It could be something as simple as a blown fuse causing your camera to be totally dead. We've had people bring in cameras thinking they had a major problem. They simply had a dead battery.
He knows his stuff. For those of you with DVD players, Keller says you can expect them to run about 400 hours before you start having some problems.
Japan's equivalent to Barbie has a new twist, you could say.
There you go. Coming up, find out why this little doll is the hottest selling ticket in Japan.
Is everybody happy? I think so. Hey, your complete forecast, the answer to the fact, and more about this magnificent animal, the one on the left, folks, right here on News 3 at noon, where news comes first.
Citibank is the largest issuer of credit cards in the world. Our success is due to our innovative technology, our commitment to our customers, and our outstanding employees. One of our exceptional employees.
This portion of the news is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, where you'll find truly dramatic saving.
What will they come up with next? Take a look. Japan's most popular doll is pregnant. Buyers not only get the pregnant doll, but they also get a baby. Once you take the pregnant doll out of the box, the buyer sends in a postcard to the toy maker's stork department. The 9-month pregnancy turns out to be just a few weeks. Then a baby comes in the mail along with a special key that deflates the doll's belly to pre-pregnancy proportions. This doll has been called Japan's answer to Barbie. And while Barbie does have Ken, her steady boyfriend, this doll in Japan actually has a husband, so the baby will have 2 parents. The doll sells for $28.
Maternity Barbie.
Yeah,
all the accessories.
Probably, you know, we'll go on leave, maternity leave,
sure.
And, you know, all that kind of stuff comes
and then,
with
of course, the accessorizing with the baby's clothing.
And the safety seat.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
to boldly go where no doll has gone before.
Probably not. Well, someone's got to make a splash, apparently.
That's exactly.
The Japanese version of Barbie did it.
There we go. John Fredericks, another show that's going to make a splash here in town, opens tomorrow to the public. 17 different breeds of horses. And this is by the Cirque du Soleil people, right?
Yeah, thanks for kind of padding that between this and that last story. Barbie, we oughta be eats a boy.
It's a boy.
All right, thank you very much. Caroline Williams is here with another boy. Caroline, by the way, if you're just joining us, is one of the performers, trainers here with Cheval, and we're here at under the big top. This is actually, what do you call this area here?
This is our stable.
Oh, okay. Hey, imagine that. I'm a city stable. Right. There you go. And the folks that get to come to the show, the first thing they get to see is right here in the stable, right?
That's right. They pass right through here. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful smell, isn't it, in here?
Mm.
It is. It's great.
Eau de Cheval.
There you go. Eau de Cheval. And who's this guy right here?
This is Pompon. He's a draft horse, a crossbred with a quarter horse and a Belgian.
And how old is Pompon?
He's 6.
And what is his specialty?
He's a vaulting horse.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So they
do all kinds of acrobatics on his back while he gallops in the ring.
Wow. Okay. It's probably not enough room around here to get him to do anything today, though, is there?
No, not right here.
Okay. All right. I'll take your word for it. And if we have time, I want to see if maybe we can introduce the folks to your horse as well.
Okay.
And you told me earlier, why all male horses? Why is that?
Well, we like to say that females stir the pot, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay, and we'll leave it at that. Let's talk about your forecast, and we'll find out who won tickets to come out here and see Cheval Theater on Harmon between Bellagio and Monte Carlo. But right now, as we look skyward from our Mandalay Bay Camp, 66 degrees, just a light northeast breeze. Boy, it is beautiful. Careful, buddy. High today of 70 degrees. Here it is, your forecast, and light and variable breezes. Beautiful high clouds, lots of sunshine, UV indexes in the low category. We topped out yesterday officially at 69 degrees. Now the official or the average high right now is 65. And I'm hoping to see that any time now, because I certainly do want to talk more with Caroline Williams about these wonderful animals. Okay. Hopefully the folks back in the studio aren't playing canasta or Monopoly, and maybe at some point we can just kind of click this on through to the other side. If not, we'll just come back here and we'll talk more about Cheval. Okay. There we go. Thank you very much. 69 yesterday. See, that's the thing, is I have no control, and yet I'm the one that always hears about it. We've got moderate readings of particulate matter. Other than that, our air quality is all good, and there's the average high, 65. Here's your regional temperatures: 49 in Winnemucca, 63 in San Francisco, 69 in Los Angeles, 77 degrees in Phoenix. Across the rest of the nation, yep, the big H, high pressure. However, these storm systems that are plowing into the Pacific Northwest, one of them sitting out in the Gulf of Alaska and going to drop down over the next couple of days and give us some cloud cover, cooler temperatures, and some locally breezy conditions. I don't think rain is in our extended forecast. Travel problems, about the only real significant problem today is going to be up around Seattle and Portland with heavy rain and high elevation snow, and a bit on the cool side across the Great Lakes, but very, very mild across the Southwest. 84 for Phoenix, 78 in Los Angeles, 64 in San Francisco. For us today, 70, 69 tomorrow, mostly cloudy Thursday and Friday, but still Turkey Day should be dry, a bit breezy Friday, slightly cooler on Saturday. Got to send congratulations out to Phil Berger, had the correct answer to this edition of the Fredericks Fact. Phil and a guest get to come see Cheval right here on Harmon. The average female between 20 and 44 is more likely to be overweight than males the same age. Folks, I don't make them up, I just pass them along. Anyway, Phil, we've got you 2 tickets to see Cheval. Also, we're going to toss in dinner for 2 over at Elements, wonderful steakhouse over at the Laden. Okay, what else can you tell our viewers in about 30 seconds about what they can expect to see tomorrow night when Cheval opens?
Well, Cheval is basically the combination of the power, grace, and beauty of the horse.
He likes me, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. With fantastic acrobatics and feats, dangerous feats, also elegant things, comedy, the whole realm of from A to Z, anything you can do with a horse.
Well, what exactly is he doing to me right there? Is he just checking me out?
He's nuzzling, yes.
Oh, he's
and
nuzzling.
Smelling you, so to see if you're all right or not.
You are sweet. I just kissed a horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let Tom Holly would be afraid.
I know, Tom Holly, folks, he likes horses, just not as much as I do. All right. You won't see Robert Redford out here, but hey, there you go. Well, there's one of Pom Pom's friends. Come on out and join us at Cheval.
So cute.
It's all happening tomorrow night. Sue and Scott.
Wilbur.
There you
great.
go.
All right, Johnny. Well, looking for, cooking the full feast, it takes a lot of time. It does. So a lot of people are saying, you know what, cut the time, spend time with the family, and we've got the perfect way to do that.
Yeah, leave the work to somebody else. How about Lowry's prime rib? Sure, but check out this turkey. Oh, we're going to tell you about what they're offering this Thanksgiving coming up next on News 3, where news comes first.
The Fredericks Facts Contest is held during weekday morning and noon newscast. The winner is the first caller with the correct answer to the question and will be notified at that time. Prices and their value vary. Each winner must pick up their prize at KVBC within 1 week of notification. Any Nevada resident at least 18 years old can enter except employees of KVBC, their families and household members, and all affiliated companies. The winner may be required to sign a waiver and a promotional release. Complete contest rules, including prices and their value, can be obtained at kvbc.com or during regular business hours at KVBC, 1500 Formaster Lane, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Recently, we here at the law offices of Burris and Thomas have
Prevent infection. Help minimize the appearance of scars. Use Neosporin. Every cut, every time.
Coming up new today on First News 3 at 4, the September 11th attacks of many Americans seeking comfort with family and friends, and some couples are, well, they're taking it a step further. And America's Queen of Mean, Ann Robinson, could be on her way to your home. We'll tell you why today on First News 3 at 4. Right now, Lowry's the prime rib. was talking turkey with Sue.
Yeah, we're talking turkey. Plus prime rib, too. Can never forget. Did you like that, Gerald?
Oh, yes.
Okay, this is Master Chef and Master Carver Gerald Green from Lowry's and our marketing manager, Nancy Marcellus. Yes. It's great to have you guys here. This place is smelling so good. It's just phenomenal. First of all, Nancy, when people do think of Lowry's, they do think of prime rib. Now, do you always offer poultry, or is it just during Thanksgiving time?
This Thanksgiving Day is the only day that we have turkey on our carts. Ooh. And we have the turkey actually on the prime rib cart. And it's carved table side, just like the prime is, and prime rib is carved table side. And it's the only time during the year that we do this. It's very special.
Wow.
Yeah, opening up early for Thanksgiving Day, noontime, so that we've got the turkeys ready to go. We've got the prime rib ready to go. And Gerald here is carving turkey, and you can see it's a very unique process when you're carving.
Yeah, what's the technique, Harold?
No, just not to give anybody too less. You never want to give a person too small of a slice, but no, the angle of the turkey when you cut it at the end, make sure that you give people the right amount of portions.
Okay, and Nancy, you guys are open. A lot of people are closed Thanksgiving Day. You guys are open.
We open early, like I said, specifically for the Thanksgiving holiday. We're also doing something very unique this year in that we are serving Thanksgiving dinner to go.
Yes.
If you want to have Thanksgiving dinner in your home and you don't want to go to all the trouble of creating that dinner, we'll be happy to do it for you. We're packaging up our prime rib, we're packaging up carved turkey, and you can tell us when you want to pick it up and we'll have it ready for you.
And I was asking Gerald some cooking tips. I was saying, you know, I always forget that the plastic here on the turkey, the big guy, you can leave that on. You're supposed to leave that on, right, Gerald?
Oh, yes. That holds those drumsticks together so that the juices, the actual juices in the meat, allows the meat to cook on the bottom and the top. Be a good idea to put it on a rack also.
Okay, now how do you guys cook your turkey, prepare it?
Also baste them in the oven, cook them slow, 275 degrees, and you want to constantly baste them maybe every hour. Just using natural seasonings, salt and pepper. We don't put a lot of butter or oils on our turkeys because we look at the health aspect of it.
Right, and if folks want to do that later when they come to the restaurant, they can add it themselves.
That's correct.
Okay.
And back we've got the prime rib. Gerald's going to show you a little bit of prime rib and carve a nice piece for you. Now there's some tricks to carving prime rib as well. At the restaurant, we serve the whole prime rib because it retains its juices. And when you receive prime rib at your table, at your plate, you want that whole rib to have the juices and to have that beautiful presentation, nice and pink. And so he's carving across the top of the rib. And our carvers are exquisitely trained. They go through an extensive training period to learn to cut it straight.
Yeah, Gerald, is there any way you can carve while off to the side so our viewers can see how you're carving? There you go. And that cooks for like how many hours, Nancy?
Well, it normally takes a good, I would say,
about two and a half hours, and then you want to let it stand. The basic thing about prime rib or any piece of beef is after you cook the piece of meat, you can't just cut the piece of meat. You have to take it off, let it stand for about an hour so all the juices don't run out once you cut it.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's so important to the piece of meat.
Well, it looks fantastic. I know everybody at the station is lining up right now. Once again, Nancy, do people have to make reservations for Thanksgiving Day? Give out your number.
Our number at the restaurant is 893-2223, and that number is also good for to go. For ordering your dinners to take home, and we'll have those ready for you as well.
We are going to have an early Thanksgiving meal right here. You also have your spinach, a
cream
potatoes,
corn, cream spinach,
everything there for you, all ready to go if you want to pick it up or dine out.
And be sure we're going to have stuffing, cranberry sauce, the entire Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving Day.
The whole works.
Correct.
Check out Lowry's Prime Rib, everybody. We're going to do it right now. We've got people waiting already. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow.